The bad got worse for Amy Arambide. Don't even know if I'm saying her last name right, but let's watch with Congressman Mike Johnson. Some of the best questioning I've seen, by the way.
Let me just ask you this question. If it is not lawful and morally acceptable to take the life of a 10-year-old child, I assume you agree with that, right? That would be wrong, correct?
I believe that.
Okay,
that is
and a
wrong.
2-year-old child, same thing, that would be murder. We would all agree that's wrong. Then what is the principal distinction between the human being that is 2 years old or 9 months old or 1 week old or an hour old than one that is 8 inches further up the birth canal in the utero? What's the difference? Why is it okay in the latter case and not the former cases?
I trust people to determine what to do with their own bodies.
Wow.
That's what you call being stumped.
Absolutely. That needs to be a campaign ad for the GOP in the midterm elections. You know, our tax dollars also paid for that to unfold. And maybe it's a good thing because it was so crystal clear that there's absolutely no defense, no answer, no acceptable answer to that question whatsoever. But look, I mean, she can identify, sure, as whatever she wants. I mean, but to your point, that's why the majority of Americans, the number one issue to them, however, is cost of living, followed by jobs and the economy. I don't think anyone cares about identity at this moment in their top 20 things on the list, because also eventually Don Quixotes run into reality, right? You can identify all you want, go ahead, but biology will come into play and murder will come into play too.
Yeah, well, you know, the Democrat Party, they try to tell us, oh, we're not for abortion until birth. Well, let's listen to Mayor Eric Adams.
Mayor Adams, do you think there should be any limitation on abortions?
No, I do not.
None, day of birth, totally fine?
No, I do not think. I think women should have a right to choose their bodies. Men should not have that right to choose how women should treat their bodies.
My former colleague, Stephen Miller, Ari, he said to illustrate the inhuman horrors of this logic, if a happy, beautiful 36-week-old baby is delivered a bit early, she is human. If the baby is not delivered but instead aborted at 39 weeks, she's not human. Same baby, 1 month older, not human.
No, that's why that line of questioning was so perfectly logical.
Yes.
About at what stage is this wrong? And it's a fair question. And the inability of the Democrats to answer it in any kind of way that reflects how complicated and difficult these issues are, because you're talking about life. They just say it's choice. And of course it's life. I do think there's room in the first trimester to have different opinions, but certainly after that, restrictions absolutely make good sense from a moral point of view. But also, let me say one other thing as the only man on this couch. I have never had an abortion, and I've never been pregnant. So I just want to put that out there for myself, but I've also never lost my mind, and I'm about to lose it, because this is why the Democrats are losing the country, the party. When they say things like that, so nonsensical. Well, no wonder blacks, Hispanics, people who used to be ardent Democrats, Elon Musk, just say this is not the Democratic Party I want to belong to.
Thank you for clarifying. We were all wondering, so thank you.
Well, the witness could have raised the issue, so I wanted to make sure what she said didn't apply.
Actually, you know what? I want to yield my time to Carly, because the look on your face when he went through the litany of what stage.
It almost makes me want to cry, because it's so true. And when you hear it laid out like that, it just makes so much sense. And then you see, it's almost like she heard that for the first time in her life. And she's fighting ardently for something that would end up being actual murder. And I'm not saying that she's a bad person. I just think that these people are so severely misguided. And it is a group of people that will become people that are being murdered before they even have a chance. And I'm so glad that that moment happened and that you highlighted it on TV. It does need to be a campaign ad, for sure.
It makes you wonder, have they not ever seen a 3D ultrasound?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Be right back.
Wow.